Well, good afternoon, Kate, and welcome to another ASA Oploy webinar. You're the only one who's in attendance at the moment.
I see that. I can see that.
Yes. So we'll give them a few minutes.
Okay.
I almost feel like when they join, almost going, and thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you joining us for today's webinar. Like they just missed the whole thing. And
yeah.
Just kidding.
Freak them out.
Yeah. But
I've got another code corner I'm going to record right after I get off of here, whether it's in 5 minutes or an hour from now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw your first one on LinkedIn. I saw it on YouTube, and I commented on YouTube. Actually, someone just showed up.
All right.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another ASA Oploy webinar. Today's webinar is upgrading security with Corbin Ruswin CLX3300 series cylindrical lock and how it's installed. My name is Russell Corvo, and I will be your lead instructor today. This session should last about 45 minutes. During the session, your lines will be muted. However, you can pose questions as we go along using the question and answer icon at the bottom of the page. And we will reserve time for your questions at the end of the webinar. This session is being recorded and will be available within 24 hours. Within 24 hours, you will receive an email showing as your proof of attendance to this webinar that can be submitted to your employer or one of the industry association partners such as DHI or ALOA for industry CEUs in lieu of a certificate of completion for these short trainings. In addition, ASA Oploy Academy has over 50 online courses that are available at no cost. To get started, simply create an ASA Oploy account and begin learning at your own pace. So, once again, safety is always our top priority. Always use the correct equipment for the job that you're doing. The CLX3300 series is an ANSI BHMA Grade 1 board lock and has the strength to secure high security or high traffic openings and is designed to complement any decor. Manufactured of the highest quality materials to provide durability and reliability. It is also available in a wide variety of finishes and a variety of decorative levers. So you won't have to sacrifice style for strength. Maximum strength and durability. The CLX3300 has a 10-year limited warranty. And just to make a quick cross-reference, the CL3300 only has a 7-year warranty. So this lock actually gives you three additional years of warranty. And both of the locks do not require any maintenance to maintain the warranties. The CLX lock is UL and CUL listed to the United States and Canada for safety standards for 3-hour doors up to 4-foot by 10-foot openings. The CLX lock meets NFP 80's positive pressure test per ANSI UL 10C. It also meets life, safety, and property protection for positive pressure fire test. All levers conform to ADA clear opening widths requirements according to ANSI A117.1. All lever returns comply with California State Reference Code requiring the lever to return within a half inch of the door's face. And the CLX has been tested and passed as a component to the total door opening to meet wind and hurricane codes. Next, we're going to take a quick look at some of the tests performed on the CLX3300 series.
These locks pass the rigorous torque test and withstand over 3,100 inch-pounds of torque when rotating the lever before it breaks. That's like a full-grown male grizzly bear turning the lever while holding a baby elephant. And it still lets people get out of the room. The levers on these locks can withstand a minimum 1,600 pounds of pull force, meaning you'd have to hook it up to a brand new SUV in order to pull it off the door. Talk about tamper-proof. Plus, Plus, the lever can even operate if there's massive weight pushing against it. Imagine two giant sumo wrestlers pushing on the exterior of a classroom door. Tom or even a child could still operate the door and exit.
And one more test.
And if anyone ever tried to break the lock, it would take more than 100 strong blows in order to break it. Now that's a tough door lock.
Okay, next we're going to examine some of the mechanical enhancements they've made with the CLX. First off, the CLX3300 comes standard with lever release freewheeling trim for vandal resistance. The lever release allows the lever to rotate when locked, eliminating the mechanical advantage of a horizontal lever. It is also available as a rigid lever, and that would be specified as an M200 if you wanted a rigid lever design. The CLX lever has extends approximately 1/4 of an inch further off the face of the door than the CL3300 series. The extended lever of the CLX lock allows one lock body to be used for all cylinders, including other manufacturers' cylinders. Also, the CLX3300 encompasses the tube assembly more completely with thicker material for additional strength and durability. The CLX and the CL3300 series use the same cylinder, and since they both use the same cylinder, it makes it much easier to upgrade from an existing CL3300 series lock to the CLX3300 series lock. All that would be needed would be the new tailpiece and spacer. The length of the tailpiece of the CLX3300 ensures that the tailpiece will always engage for all door thicknesses. The CLX3300 has one lever with a cylinder and a second lever with the push button. The levers are not interchangeable. Okay, just emphasize that one more time. So the cylinder lever and the push button levers are different now on the CLX3300. So they're not interchangeable. So only one will go on one side. That's important to be aware of when you're installing the hardware. The CLX lock body can be used with conventional cylinders, large format interchangeable cores, and small format interchangeable cores. And the only additional item would be the corresponding lever for the type of cylinder that's being used. The CLX can be used with other manufacturers' cylinders, such as Schlage, Sargent, and Yale, in various formats. Just be sure to use the proper quick code for the particular cylinder that you're using. The levers are also available individually, making it extremely easy to switch from one manufacturer's cylinder to another manufacturer or between the various cylinder types. The CLX lock doesn't even need to be uninstalled to change the cylinder. Simply remove the outside lever and install the lever with a new cylinder. And it's very quickly done, and you never have to uninstall the lock. And this is how it's done. The key's rotated 45 degrees. Slide it on firmly, and then double check, make sure it's firmly attached, and it's retracting the latch bolt. Just that easy. Taking a look at how well the CLX3300 engages the tube assembly, you'll find that the lever engages the tube assembly in 4 different locations. In 3 of the locations, you have projected tabs inside of the lever engaging slots inside of the tube assembly, with a 4th projected tab on the tube assembly, which engages the slot of the lever. Far more engagement points than the standard CL3300, making it much stronger and durable to be able to withstand excessive force on the lever handle. One of the very nice features of the CLX3300 is that the outside tube assembly is one continuous piece of steel engaging the retractor assembly, which is also steel, ensuring long life, durability, and security. The CLX outside tube assembly, which contains the lever support springs, and the retractor assembly are 2 separate pieces, as you can see here. The retractor assembly has 2 projected steel tabs, and the tube assembly, which also is steel, has slots to receive these tabs, in addition to the through bolt bolts, and it holds the whole thing together and prevents them from rotating apart. The CLX retractor housing assembly is also made out of steel with a reinforced zinc casting housing on it, encircling the whole steel housing, making it very, very strong. The CLX3300 series latch bolt is stainless steel for strength and durability. The latch bolt is and if you think about it, the latch bolt is the only thing securing the opening. But just so you know, both the CL3300X, the CLX3300 series and the CL3300 both use the same latch bolt, but we always want you to replace the latch bolt when you're upgrading. Even though it uses the exact latch bolt, it does wear out a little bit over time, so always replace the new latch bolt with the one supplied with the lock. The roses for the CL3300 and the CLX3300 are identical, so they are identical, and they are interchangeable. The part of the retractor assembly which retracts the latch bolt has tabs engaging slots in the inside tube assembly. So as the lever rotates, it transfers through the tabs to the retractor and then to the latch bolt to allow the door to be open. So it's all steel on steel engagement, making it very strong and durable. The CLX design, the CLX3300, the inside rose assembly is encompassed by a three-sided square shape of the retractor assembly, along with the two tabs securing the retractor assembly and the inside rose assembly together once it's through bolted. So they do not separate. Very strong. The CLX3300 also has a shroud on the inside rose assembly. This shroud aligns the lock body and prevents rotation even on 2-inch thick doors. The shroud simplifies the installation process also. The CLX3300 uses investment cast steel, which allows for more design freedom and which allows for very thick walls in portions of the tube assembly, as you can see here, which makes the tube assemblies very strong. In the past, they used to be cold roll steel, but now they're investment cast stainless steel, which is a much better process for this type of design, and it allows for much heavier duty parts in parts of the tube assembly. The CLX also has steel on steel rotational stops built into the rose assembly, which prevent over rotation of the unlock lever. As you know, it does, freewheeling is the standard trim for that. So you have steel on steel stops. So when they rotate it to its full extent, when it's in the locked position, they cannot cause any damage to the lock. The CLX3300 series has an adjustable push button. By removing the inside lock, the push button can be adjusted with the little button on the side of the push button. It can be adjusted for a 1 3/4 inch thick door up to a 2-inch door. And that's the new adjustable push button. The standard strike for the CLX3300 is the standard 4 7/8 ANSI strike. The CLX3300 only requires 45 degrees of lever rotation to retract the latch bolt completely, which is very nice. Some levers you have to rotate it much further. The Armstrong lever, the Newport, and the Princeton levers are all non-handed for efficient warehousing and ease of installation. The Newport and the Princeton levers meet the code requiring the lever to return within a 1/2 inch of the door's face. And this is a requirement in California. And they have only one rose available, so it keeps it simple, and it's the D rose we're showing you there. There are 4 new levers which are going to be available soon for the CLX3300 series, and these are the 4 new levers coming out very soon. The CLX3300 is available with a full variety of finishes, and here we're showing you all the different finishes available with a couple of our newest finishes, which is the black suede powder coat and the white suede powder coat. And we're actually going to be coming out with a new finish soon. It's the copper Vera shield, which will be available with the CLX3300. It's an antimicrobial copper layer that kills 99.9% of the bacteria on hard surfaces within 2 hours. This is a breakthrough solution that is applied during the manufacturing process and lasts the life of the product without ever chipping off or wearing off. This isn't quite available yet, but this is coming along soon. Next, we're going to take a quick look at the catalog and how the catalog is laid out for the CLX3300 series. The CLX3300 series is available in 26 different functions. In the catalog, the functions are listed based on the number of cylinders required by the function. First, you have a visual representation of the lock. Back up for a second. First, you have a visual representation of the lock, the outside representation of the lock. The outside, sorry about that. The image, what we're showing you here is that the dark lever shows you that the lever is unlocked. So it's a freewheeling trim. So it's freewheeling when it's in the locked position. So that's what the shaded lever shows you. The key bow is showing you that where the cylinder is located on the lock, whether you have a double cylinder, it will show a key bow on both sides of the door, or just one side of the door, whichever side it's located on. Moving on. When specifying the lock series and function, Corbin Ruswin always starts with a two-letter identification, identifying the type of product it is, such as CL for cylindrical locks, followed by the 3300 series X for the lock series, followed by the function number. And the function is how the lock functions and how the inside and outside trim work together. Next, we have the type of lock, which is how it's identified, followed by the ANSI number. The ANSI BHMA designations are very useful for cross-referencing functions between various manufacturers, since most manufacturers will list the ANSI BHMA designations along with their own function numbers. And lastly, it's how the function operates, which includes details on whether it has a deadlocking latch, which is another term for guarding, and also describes how the latch is retracted and what the keys do and what each of the levers do. The CLX3300 series electrified lock is not quite ready yet, unfortunately. So if you do need an electrified CL3300 series lock, you will still be the CL3300-900 series solenoid control lock is still available. And with that lock, you will be specifying 12 or 24 volts and whether it's fail safe or fail secure. The electrified lock is also available with a request to exit switch, which monitors the inside lever handle. With Corbin Ruswin, any variation to the standard CLX3300 lock, other than the function and the finish, is specified as a quick code. Quick codes are specified at the end of the ordering string, and multiple quick codes are available on a single product. Let's take a look at the quick codes available for the CLX3300. The CLX3300, the standard door thickness in this industry is 1 3/4 inches. The CLX3300 will fit on a 1 3/4 inch thick door up to a 2-inch door right out of the box. If you need it for a 2 1/4 thick door, then you're going to specify D214, and that's for a 2-inch door up to a 2 1/4 inch thick door. Residential doors are 1 3/8 inch thick, so if you need this for a residential door, you'll be specifying D138 for a 1 3/8 inch thick door. The standard back set in this industry is 2 3/4 inches. So if you need a 2 3/8 inch back set, which is a residential back set, that would be specified as a B238. For a 3 3/4 inch back set, which moves the lever further away from the frame, that would be specified as a B334. And for a 5-inch back set, it's B500. Hold on, I was going backwards there for a second, I apologize. Okay, the CLX standard fasteners are going to be Phillips head screws. If you would like spanner head screws, specify MO2. And for torque head screws, you're going to specify MO4. If you would like the CLX to accept a Schlage 6-pin fixed core cylinder, you're going to specify MO6. If you would like your lock to accept a Schlage large format interchangeable core, that's going to be specified with an M69. And if you would like it to accept a Sargent 6-pin fixed core, that's going to be specified as an M09. As you can see, the CLX is a very versatile lock and can be used with all different types of cylinder formats. The levers will accept The levers will accept 6 or 7 pin small format interchangeable cores. So if you want your locks to accept 6 or 7 pin small format interchangeable cores, you'll be specifying M08. If you'd like your lock to accept a Yale 6-pin fixed core cylinder supplied with tailpiece but without a cylinder, you'll specify YC. If you'd like the CLX to accept a Yale 7-pin fixed core cylinder with a tailpiece, that would be specified as a YC7. And lastly, if you would like the CLX to accept a Yale 6-pin large format interchangeable core, then that would be specified as YRC. So it is very versatile. It's also available with tactile warnings. There are 2 types of tactile warnings available. We have neural pattern on the inside of the lever, and those are specified as M20, M21, and M22, depending on where you want the tactile warning. And we also offer an abrasive coating, specified as an M23, M24, or M22, depending on where you would like it located. And the last one was an M25, mistake there. Just so you know, there are no codes out there that require this tactile warning to be used. It would be used as a courtesy, as warning that there's something dangerous on the other side of the door, but there are no codes that require the tactile warnings. The CLX is also available with a 3/4 inch deadlocking fire latch for pairs of doors. That would be specified as an M16. For a wrought box strike used with a 4 7/8 inch strike, that's going to be specified as an M17. If you want lead provided between the lock body and the spring housing, that's going to be specified as an M28. So if it's going to be used on a room with a lot of radiation or an X-ray room, M28 would be the correct option. If you would like a request to exit switch, and once again, that's only going to be available with the CL3300, and that's going to be an M92. Next, we're going to take a quick look at the cylinder options available for this. Corbin Ruswin locks are supplied standard with a brass 6-pin cylinder, and will be supplied with 2 nickel silver change keys. The cylinders will be 0-bitted with an L4 keyway unless otherwise specified. If you would like to order the locks without cylinders, you'll specify LC for less cylinder. If you would like the locks to be ordered keyed random or supplied keyed random, that's going to be specified as a KR. If you would like the cylinders with a Schlage C keyway, that's specified with a C. With a Sargent LA keyway, that's going to be specified as LA. And just as we mentioned, for every lock, you get 2 keys. So if you need more than 2 keys, then you would specify that by KY plus the number of keys you wanted, such as KY6 for 6 keys. The cylinder faces will be either 06 or 606 or 626 to match the finish of the lock. So it's either going to be a satin brass finish or a satin chrome finish to match the finish of the locks. Switch. Corbin Ruswin also has its own interchangeable core that's available master keyed and grandmaster keyed with either 6 or 7 pins. The interchangeable core system can include conventional cylinders operated by the same master keys and change keys when planned at inception, which is very nice. Also, it's available with construction cores in 3 versions, allowing 3 different buildings on one building site. Each of the buildings having each of their own construction cores, either red, blue, or green. The locks to accept interchangeable cores can be ordered with plastic disposable cores if the construction cores are not needed in parts of the building. So we do offer Corbin Ruswin's large format interchangeable core. And this is new that a lot of you may not be aware of, but now Corbin Ruswin is now offering small format interchangeable cores, which is new for them. So the CLX3300 lock can now be ordered with 6 or 7 pin small format interchangeable cores. It's going to be utilizing a 2A or a 4A pinning specification. And Corbin Ruswin small format interchangeable cores are available with the following best keyways: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, and M. 6 and 7 pin small format interchangeable cores are either available uncombinated or master keyed. They will not be supplied keyed random. So they either have to be master keyed or uncombinated, which means you're going to be pinning them yourself. Okay. The next key system we're taking a look at is the pyramid key system. The pyramid high security and the pyramid security cylinders can be used under one master keyed system, allowing one key to operate both types of cylinders. The high security interchangeable cores and the fixed cores are UL 437, which is the standard for being drill and pick resistant. And the other unique thing about the pyramid is that the pyramid is a 7-pin key system for greater master keying capability, but it exists in the space of a 6-pin interchangeable core housing. So it's the same size as his 6-pin interchangeable core housing. So therefore, if you need construction cores for the pyramid system, you will be using the same construction cores that we just spoke about, the blue, the red, and the green. Right there. Okay. And the latest key system is Access 3 key system, which provides 3 levels of security that can all be operated by one key. All Access 3 cylinders are BHMA grade 1, and all Access 3 cylinders have a patented keyway. Okay. The 2 highest levels, Access Security and Access High Security. So the lowest level is Access Patented. Okay. Access Security and Access High Security are the next 2 highest levels. What makes Access Security and Access High Security different is that they have patented side locking bars and angled bottom pins. So it makes it more secure. And the Access High Security cylinder, which is the highest level security, is certified to UL 437. And once again, that's the standard for being drill and pick resistant. Access 3 cylinders allow one keyway for all 3 levels of security, enhancing key control and simplifying administration procedures. Key blanks are controlled through authorized distribution and are also available with large format interchangeable core cylinders. So the Access 3, that's the latest cylinder system. Taking a quick look at how to order the locks from Corbin Ruswin. First, you would be specifying the quantity. In this case, we're specifying 24. They're specifying a key set, which is AA1, which means they want this lock master keyed. They're specifying the CL for the cylindrical lock, the X33 for the 3300 series. The 55 is for a classroom function. Next would be the Newport lever. The NZD is a Newport lever with a zinc lever with a D rose and a satin chrome finish, the 626 finish, for a right-hand reverse bevel door. They're ordering it for a 2 1/4 inch thick door, so they have an extra thick door, and they want a different back set. So here they're specifying a B334, which is a back set which is 3 3/4 inches. They're asking for a curve lip strike, and for the miscellaneous options, the M04 is for torque head screws, and the M16 is for a 3/4 inch latch bolt throw. The optional cylinder they're specifying here is C6, which is a 6-pin large format interchangeable core from Corbin Ruswin. And then they also want visual key control, so they want the keys stamped in a certain manner. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at how the lock gets installed. And it's a very simple lock to install, and here's how it's done. This is the installation of a CLX3300 series lock. First, we're going to install the latch bolt. Be sure that the bevel of the latch bolt matches the bevel of the door. Secure with the 2 flathead screws supplied. First, we'll be installing the outside assembly. The outside assembly will include the cylinders if Corbin Ruswin is master keying the job. When installing the outside assembly, be sure it engages the latch bolt in these 4 locations. Now it's time to install the inside spring housing. Make sure the lever catch is always towards the latch and secure with the 2 through bolt screws supplied. When installing the inside rows, always be sure the 2 notches on the inside rows engage the cavities of the spring housing assembly. It's now time to install the inside lever. Always pull on the lever after installing it to make sure it has engaged the lever catch. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. So thank you very much for your time, everyone, and I hope everyone has a great day and everyone stay healthy. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.